So the other day, I was like, man, I started getting negative thoughts about the state of the world. And I think it came from, people and their lack of faith in that they would ever be free. See, I think it's like people who just are just waiting to see, you know what I'm saying, if they could be free. Freedom comes with a price. The price of your own food, your own electricity, your own automobile companies, your own grocery stores, your own farms, your own responsibility towards life. For a long time, us quote unquote black people been lazy on those parts, on the things that secure our family's legacies. We've been waiting on Jesus. We've been in this waiting on Jesus situation for a mighty, mighty long time. And from my perspective, I don't think it's a doom and gloom. I don't believe in a end of the world apocalypse. I think it's a unveiling, a revealing, a giving back to, I want to say mankind or society. I would say just a restoration of a people that have been, trodden down for a good amount of time. It's a blessing and it's a beautiful thing that you get to tell people, hey, yo, we are the same. We are one and the same. And now we could go into the future with open eyes into who we are, where we come from, what is the future. They say, how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you came from? Right? If you don't know you're Israelite, if you don't know that you come from God, if you don't know these things, what happens? Don't you see what happens down here? You're aimless. Someone else is telling you to play. We're going into outer space. We're allowing others to create the narrative. And we live a dualistic life as well, if you really think about it. Right? Some of us will say we're religious, and then we'll say we're not religious, but we're spiritual. But have these spiritual beliefs that is contrary to the reality that we exist in today. Right? You had to go into a corporate world and pretend like your people are doing fine because you're in that particular space in your life. Entertainment, stars, radio, all these people are in corporate world. That's the corporate world. All those people that have money, they're contributing to the corporate world. They got deals by Nike, Adidas, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Everybody that has money is in that system. And they prop up the system by, bringing money to it and helping you to think that the system is something you want to be a part of. It's unbeknownst to them. They don't know that they're doing these things. These are deep ingrained in us from birth, that this is what we're here to do. It's interesting though. It's a lot of interesting things going on, man. A lot. If there was something that he was saying in there, this is why it's interesting. It's interesting because you have Q Anonymous, and then you have what the president was doing. It's talking about, and it was about going after the people that started 9/11. I thought that's what all this was about. I thought that's what that war was about. It wasn't just a war on terror or war on terrorists. Like, it was about figuring out what the fuck is going on. Have you figured it out? Do you know who did it? Because if we're fighting ISIS, how the hell did they pop up? Where'd they come from? Al Qaeda, where'd they come from? Where'd they go? Why is nobody talking about them anymore? But we're now going into another proxy war. Like, it's hard to explain, man. It's hard to explain the ridiculousness that they have going on in this world, and we are just turning a blind eye to it. We just turning. If you are turning a blind eye to it, you're participating in it. Is it what they call it? Separation of church and state. State is corporation. Oh, don't y'all get it? You are working dualistically. You treat your religion as one thing and you treat your personal life as something else. You're dualistic. Nothing is singular with you. Everything should be one. Everything. Everything should be one. But because we live dualistically, we don't see how these things correlate to the Bible and our lives. Because we're waiting on this fairy tale of a seven-headed dragon, or the book isn't real, or how can you believe something that's talking about gays? Like, the book is way more than that. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's very interesting that we don't all take the time to do self-maintenance, mental maintenance, self-mental maintenance. Because yeah, we do the whole I'm going to see a therapist and they're going to help me figure out my bullshit, but what the therapist is doing is he just reinforcing or creating new habits by exposing old ones and where they come from, and then having you create new ones. But that's not the bigger picture. You're gonna keep going to this therapist, and that person is gonna keep on doing the same thing to you because that is mind control. You have to start to figure out who you are as a person, where you come from. Once you figure out that, like, go back and look what Clarence X was talking about, who he came from. Go look at who Malcolm X came from. Go look who Elijah Muhammad came from. Go look where Noble Drew Ali came from. Go look it all up. This is the stuff that births, that gives us a clear understanding of the past from our perspective, because we're spiritual people. So things that the way that we look at the universe and time and space is within the story of our past through our people. People in the Kemetic society be like, our ancestors, our ancestors, our ancestors, our ancestors. But then when you say, yo, our ancestors left writings, oh, man wrote that book. God damn, God. Like, what? I'm telling you, this is our book. we look for the argument instead of common ground and understanding. When you're looking for common ground and understanding, that is operating in love. The other one is operating in fear that somebody is trying to destroy your livelihood. It's apparent that we haven't figured these things out yet. I guess that's why a lot of us Hebrews and Moors are now being talked about more. Because this is who we are. We're going back to what we was. How can bell bottoms get back in style? Or afros get back in style? Braids get back in style? But cultures are not going to get back in style? Think about these things. We look at the small stuff and say, oh, look at the little circles here. But we don't look at the massive circle of life. We don't look at it because we're so hung up on like trivial things of ego. I got to be right. Stomping your foot. So, man, anyway, peace.